Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Matter of fact, right now I got this little star on my eye looking like a little breastises on my eyelid, but it's all good. Peace and blessings. Matter of fact, y'all know me, man. It's all, look, I don't have nothing to hide. Look, it's just a little bump on my little physical shell. Nothing to be scared of. But I just thought about how Thanksgiving, of course, you got the unrighteous vibrations that are behind a lot of these holidays, quote unquote. And matter of fact, this video kind of was the motivation behind this video was watching one of Sri Gano Grill's videos. Matter of fact, blessings to the brethren Sri Gano. Matter of fact, in Galacticus, y'all go check out his videos and his website, man. Brethren be bringing a lot of good insight. But on one of the things that he had said, it hit hard for me because it's almost like one of the things that happened, like, so say for instance, when other people may say something and it resonates with you, it is resonating with you and your higher spirit, like your higher guidance, your spirit guides, your higher self. So say for instance, he had brought up how, like, for Thanksgiving and just in all the souls transitioning in general that may have not been known about in their physical existence. So say for instance, all these indigenous tribes that basically we don't have record of in our books and things of this nature because they've been killed off to an extent that, they don't have no artifacts, no records left. So it's just basically nothing, of their existence exists on the physical level, you know what I'm saying? So what these spirits or souls will do is sometimes they could turn into the type of spirits that haunt, other people, or haunt a particular area, or body jump and hop into certain people and make certain things happen. As a matter of fact, he spoke on how, like, like mass shootings and stuff like this, and which is true, like, sometimes, other than the government doing stuff like that, and which is layers, because it could be the government and the spirit, you know what I'm saying, all in one. But those spirits that don't have that physical imprint, you know what I'm saying, those tribes, those indigenous beings and people who weren't, basically existence wasn't allowed to, to be shown. They act up on a non-physical level, you know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, like, Thanksgiving, I feel like should be a time to, like, give thanks to those tribes, to those indigenous beings, from not only from the situation around centered around Thanksgiving with the Native Americans, but just all indigenous tribes in general that may have suffered genocide, in essence, where, they've been killed off on a level where, we don't even have physical representation to even really know they existed, so to help those spirits, what I'm saying, feel at peace, to kind of give them, like, that spiritual reparations, in essence, basically, like, to give them that 40 acres and a mule that wasn't given to them, and I'm kind of jokingly saying that, but in essence, give them that, again, just that respect and that thanks and praise, you know what I'm saying, for being that soul, or that being that existed before we got here to deal with that, you know what I'm saying, because those indigenous tribes dealt with it. We, us that's, that made it in this physical form right now and leaving our imprint now, in essence, we have them to thank, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Thanksgiving should be a time to give thanks to the to the indigenous, the aboriginal, the ancient beings. Matter of fact, these beings, in essence, that the like, say for instance, I'm going to speak on the Solomon Island people and the Sentinel Island people, who have some of the oldest DNA on record, on Earth, you know what I'm saying, as far as living beings, you know what I'm saying. But these people who connected to this ancient energy, you know what I'm saying? The indigenous energy just need to be respected, and again, it's like a spiritual reparations, for all the pilgrimaging, you know what I'm saying, that have gone on beforehand. In essence, the euphemism, the pilgrims that have come before and discovered things, you know what I'm saying, and eliminated a lot of these indigenous beings from, physically being represented, you know, whether purposely or indirectly through the divine nature of, the bigger picture. But whatever the case may be, I want to give thanks and praise to those beings, and that could be a matter of fact, altar work. Again, altars are very important for dealing with your ancestors. Matter of fact, a good one, which I would have thought of this on my own for sure, but Gano brought it up for sure, about leaving a plate of food out, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, whether it's your relatives or ancestors' favorite foods, if you can't do that, just a candle, but just some type of way of giving thanks and praise to the ancestors and, the indigenous beings and tribes that came before us that may not be in representation on the physical level right now, and not only are they not represented physically, by occupying a body, but their culture, language, artifacts, everything has, that has been eliminated, you know what I'm saying? So they don't exist at all, so want to give thanks and praise to those indigenous beings by again lighting the candles, chanting mantras, calling out the ancestors' name, giving the ashe, ashe to, the moms, dads, whoever, done transition. But just give thanks and praise to the indigenous, the aboriginal beings, so to help those souls, rest a little easier, and I could just say easier because I know just one simple offering just won't like, oh, now we're just, resting easy forever and ever, I mean, it may help some souls fully pass on, continue their journey on the astral planes, but some souls like are, they just looking for a little extra love, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't given to them on the physical plane, so just keep that in mind, and that's another thing at how, again, how beings could be, haunting different areas and things of that nature is because of that unrest, whether it be through slavery, genocide, whatever the case may be, it'll cause a lot of unrest, and a lot of dis-ease amongst the souls, So definitely want to give thanks and appreciation to the ancestors and the indigenous tribes and beings, the aboriginal cultures. Just give thanks, And again, and also on another note, before I close out, and making sure to remember that we want to be alchemists dealing with holidays. We want to transmute that negativity of what that holiday, previously stood for, and what it was created upon. We want to transmute that energy into something more light, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's transforming the name of Thanksgiving Day, calling it Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever we gotta do, but we are the alchemists. It's us, All we have to do is transmute that energy, and to remember not to give in to how can I say, not to give in to the power that pulls you in on a consumer level. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this Thanksgiving time right before Christmas, the Black Friday situation, they channeling these energies. Matter of fact, low key, a lot of the indigenous energies, dealing with the native tribes and stuff like this, they build these holidays around this time to kind of, pull you in. So just be aware, to not go on being too trigger happy and lost in all the buying of gifts and, and worrying about the food and this and that. And, just remember to make it more of a family thing, more of a thing to deal with the ancestors. But, just start transmuting holidays into something more positive and high vibrational, and making it more of a family and a soul connection, connection with ancestors or whatever the case may be. But you want to get it away from that consumerism, like, oh, it's Thanksgiving, happy holidays. I don't care a damn, give a damn about you except for this day. Happy holidays, Thanksgiving, and the pilgrims, this is the day that, like, all that, don't get lost in that. And honestly, you know, to each his own, but I feel that if you are growing spiritually, you should honestly yourself away from even promoting Thanksgiving on that level, as far as like the turkey, the pilgrim thing, like all that, promoting on that level of the tradition, you know what I'm saying? You know, slavery was a tradition at one time, so all traditions may not be, things that should continue, you know. So that is something to think about, something not even really to think about. We're not really trying to think, but but just, give thanks to those indigenous beings and tribes again. And this should be something you do all the time, but definitely on Thanksgiving it would be a good idea, you know what I'm saying? At least, again, if you're indulging in ain't nothing wrong with the food, and coming together with family. It's just being consciously aware, you know what I'm saying, of where you're at and what you're doing for, Is it about, just eating the food and not caring, like, oh, it's just food day, like, make it more of a family thing, make it more of a real connection, especially on the ancestral level. Like I say, you want to make it a true connection and stop giving credence to the negative energy dealing with, Thanksgiving, a lot of these holidays, like start easing your kid out of thinking that Easter bunny is real, and that, and let them know that, hey, in ancient times, there was a god named Ishtar, whose name ended up being turned into Esther or Easter. You know what I'm saying? And the eggs and the bunny rabbit represents fertility. Like at some point, we need to start telling the kid. And what's funny, and if you don't, the kids coming out so smart, they gonna call you bluff, and then now your kids won't even trust you, you know what I'm saying? Because you upholding these little traditional lies, you know what I'm saying? Because it's something heartfelt to you, well, more to your ego, so you keeping up with it. So, now's the time to let them know that, hey, Santa Claus is not real, Like the pilgrims didn't really come around showing love and fixing the Native Americans' plate of food, Let's be honest, We want the world, the future, to be an honest and truthful one, Because I don't want my little nephews and the other youngsters to have to suffer through all those lies and living a lie like how we had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always searching for the truth. And it was right there, but because of the construct of lying, and then it was so bad that even your parents and your family members who, you should look to for all the truth is brainwashed into giving you the false information also. So, want to move into represent more truthful vibrations and more righteous energies dealing with these holidays. So, peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. And we're not going too far in the future. And we're not going too far in the past. But we're staying right now. Right now. Right now. Peace and blessings, y'all. Now's the vibrate. Y'all already know. Peace.